Hi everyone! Did you know that today is Grandparents' Day? And Grandparents' Day is not really that old of a holiday. In fact, Grandparents' Day was the idea of a lady in West Virginia named Marion McQuade. She had been working for years with senior citizens and thought a special day should be made just to honor them. And in 1978, the United States Congress passed legislation that the first Sunday after Labor Day was going to be National Grandparents' Day. And Miss McQuade, she was very well qualified. She was the mother of 15 children and a grandmother to 40. So today on this National Grandparents' Day, I thought that I would share some pictures of my grandparents with you. I called them Nanny and Papa and Grandma and Grandpa. Now, I no longer have my grandparents here with me. They've all died, but I have very fond memories. In fact, every morning before school, especially in elementary school, my parents would drop me off at my grandma and grandpa's house, and sometimes my grandma would make these delicious potatoes before I went to school. Then I would walk or ride to school, and then after school, my papa would walk up to the school and come pick me up. I was really blessed because they lived very close to each other and very close to my elementary school. Then I also remember that on Sundays after church, we would go over to my nanny and papa's house. Now my nanny, she was an amazing cook, and she would have this delicious homemade meal that we would enjoy together for lunch. And of course, after that, we all needed a nap, so we would go back to my house and rest and get up and go to my grandma and grandpa's house for dinner. Then my aunt and uncle would come over, and about once a month, we would have family game nights. Man, I had a lot of fun with them, and I have a lot of precious memories. But one of my favorite things about spending time with my grandparents was hearing about all of their life experiences and getting to hear all the stories that they had to tell about their life. But that's enough about my grandparents. What about yours? Do you have a special name that you call them? I've heard lots of kids around the church that have Lalas, Gigi's, Pop-Pops, Omas, Opas, Grandmas, Grandpas. We have lots of special names for our grandparents. It's kind of a way that we can show them that we love them. Do you get to visit your grandparents? Perhaps your grandparents have died like mine. I wonder if you have a picture that you can look at and family members to tell you great stories about their life. Perhaps you have a special adult in your life who might not be an actual grandparent, but they sure are like a grandparent to you. Grandparents or grandparent-like figures in your life are very special people. They have lots of wisdom to share. Some people even think that's why God put silver in their hair. In fact, in Proverbs 16, verse 31, the Bible calls gray hair a crown of splendor. Does your grandma or grandpa have gray in their hair? I bet if you look out into our congregation today, you'll see lots of people with silver in their hair. And I bet lots of them are grandparents too. The Bible also tells us in Leviticus to rise in the presence of the aged, to show respect. A long time ago, children were taught to stand with respect when an adult entered the room. Now, we've become a little more informal in this day and age, but respect is still extremely important. Perhaps you say yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, or at least yes or no, instead of yeah and uh-huh. Respect shows that we value the experiences and qualities and feelings and achievements of others. Wow. We sure have been reminded of a lot of great things about grandparents and grandparent-like figures. They sure are something that we should be thankful for. Now, I know some of you may not see your grandparents a lot. Some of you might hardly get to spend any time with them. Some of them may have already died, like mine. But you know what? Even if that's the case for you, I bet your family has stories and pictures to share with you about them. And if you're blessed to still have your grandparents, I bet you they would love to hear from you, especially today, Grandparents' Day. Not only do we need our grandparents, they also need us. So if you haven't heard from your grandparents in a while, chances are they miss you just as much as you miss them. Think of a way that you can show them that you love them. And to everyone in the congregation who is a grandparent or a grandparent-like figure, happy Grandparents' Day.